getting to sleep on time requires that everything 3 to 4 hours prior to that moment where you lie down and shut your eyes
is done.
Yeah, is leading up to that moment. If we just talk about getting to sleep on time, okay? The problem is not going to bed on time, staying up too late. The challenge is getting to sleep on time. Why? This has to be a must. If it's not a must, then you won't do it, right? Yeah. So getting to sleep on time requires that everything 3 to 4 hours prior to that moment where you lie down and shut your eyes
is done.
Yeah, is leading up to that moment. And that's why, we in the beginning of the year, we spent so much time on morning routine, evening routine, bedtime routine, because people underestimate the amount of time it takes to get ready. And this is why people who grew up being late to school or borderline all the time or late to soccer or their events, that's what they are as adults. They're always late.
Well, I've actually been the last couple of days I've been really good at it because one of my biggest things that's been kind of holding me back is my ADHD, and I don't want to take pills for.
Why is it holding you back? Why do you see it as holding you back? Why don't you see it as the thing that is helping you creatively move forward?
Because it's not always helping me creatively move forward, my ADHD, because it pings me from thing to thing to thing to thing a lot of times in my brain, and it makes it hard for me to actually focus on something that I want to focus on.
The idea is that when you're focusing on what the problems are, you really want to identify the specific problem and then turn it into a challenge and use it to motivate you versus focusing on the problem and that aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
So staying on track is solution oriented versus continuing to fall off the wagon, right? So that's very, very good. Then when you get to the specifics, understand that each individual one requires getting to sleep on time. That requires that 3-4 hour period prior to sleep, that you've got everything in alignment to set you up for success, right? Yes. People who are constantly late in the morning, then why? Because they didn't wake up on time, but why? That actually, the issue with that and snoozing is because they're not well rested. Well, when does that start? Not 3 hours before, right?
Starts the night before.
Yeah. And if you're stressed all day and cannot manage your stress, and then you get to bedtime, it might not matter what you do those 3 hours leading up to bedtime, you're just stressed, right? And then you still can't sleep. And then you wake up and you're up for hours in the middle of the night. So any one thing requires preparation. No different than going out and giving a performance, giving a pitch, presenting yourself, or auditioning live or a self-tape. It's all about the preparation, okay? And setting yourself up for success. Most people don't wake up and go, okay, I'm gonna set myself up to go to bed tonight. They don't wake up with that goal. They don't think about it until later. They allow the day to be whatever it is, and then at some point in the evening, okay, I gotta get to bed on time, right? And they didn't do what is necessary for their mind and their body to then have success with that, okay?
Yeah.
So, and that can be with eating, that can be with working out, that can be with, meeting a deadline. It's all in the prep.